This video is for informational purposes only, based on personal research, and should not be considered as financial advice. It does not constitute any recommendation to buy, sell or hold any securities. Viewers are advised to conduct their own research.
Hello everyone, good morning. Very warm welcome. Happy belated Independence Day. I hope आप लोग अच्छे दिन बिता पाए हो. Yesterday was all good for you. Thank you so much everyone for joining. I can see a lot of Rainbow members have joined us. Thank you so much for joining as well as being part of the community. So this is our planned, just like my previous Sunday stock storm, which I think was a very good series because we could gather up several of the tips that I have collected throughout this journey. I have shared with you in there. So this is more of a continuation, which is more practical way of looking at the market, along with some of those tips and tricks that I've shared with you throughout that Sunday stock storm. So I've decided I will sit down about 10 o'clock every day, and this is not a trade or investment suggestions to you. Those who have attended my class, you know that I don't believe in that, क्योंकि risk management का पहला rule होता है कि किसी का ना सुनना. You don't listen to anyone in trading and investment. You learn it and see and decide the risk on yourself. Everybody has different risk or loss appetite also. तो उस हिसाब से देख के एक ट्रेडिंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन लेना होता है. And based on several members' request, I'll try to keep ये जो सेशन होते हैं हम लोग के little more हिंदी heavy, थोड़ा हिंदी heavy का request बार बार आया है throughout the session. So I'll try. हिंदी उतना आसानी से मेरा नहीं आता है. I'm more comfortable with the English. So we'll try a mix from this session on. Good morning, Prem Kumarji. Thank you for joining. So now we can start. I'll show you how am I assessing the market step by step. And I have some different PPT for you as well. A particular segment we discuss some class, I may do the PPT. So a presentation on a topic. This is global. I look at the risk first. So first we are looking at the blue chip index. I don't need the index right now in the background, but I'm keeping it for your reference. So I take a look at the risk level first, because this is a game where we are taking the risk. So overall, I see equity level of risk on a weekly chart means approximately, when I have a 6-month outlook, this is the weekly, at least 6 months. So this weekly chart is great. So overall, I see risk level are calm down. Naturally, Nifty, the bearishness is somewhat over. And now it is moving in a progress, but very slow progress. Nothing can be inferred right now. ये जो progress दिख रहा है, ये progress काफी weak दिख रहा है at this moment. मतलब एक बड़ा सा bear news आ गया, it can start to break down. So overall Nifty looks like it is bullish phase, will not doubt it. We'll have more confidence when this high breaks. That will create a positive Dow structure, which is market knowledge ka basics. And if we start drawing, actually there's already drawn. So these are important progression ke through Nifty bullishness is happening. So these are not the market, मुझे लगता है कि it's not for bull call spread, मतलब aggressive bullishness, leverage bets, MTF bets, margin trading facility, not that time to add the leverage aggression to this game, but overall equity positive. Let's look at the daily chart, will give us a more clear picture about approximately a month or so. To some extent, some readings are has gone up, more little trouble in the short term. Same as overall equity. This top meter is equity as an asset class. This is more India focused. So some risk aversion can be seen, which means now there could be a slight rotation towards low volatility, means basically stable stock, blue chip stocks, MNC stocks. These are grouped together as low risk. And small cap, micro cap, these are considered as high risk. So risk aversion means some rotation towards that area could be happening. So have to be cautious in this, how long it lasts. Let's look at the more short-term chart, which is 2 hour. This is more suitable for derivative के लिए, like options, futures. This is relatively high and notable risk aversion can be seen in the market. That means overall market not going down, but there is risk aversion from the smart money. मतलब smart money डर रहा है, तो जब भी ऐसा डर होता है, they go for low volatility, low fluctuation, मतलब safety, towards the safety of the market. But this is मतलब हो सकता है ये एक हफ्ता, because it's two short term charts it's red. It's about 1 week outlook. Nothing significant, and downside risk मतलब आगे देखने वाला, even this within the 7 day risk is in decline. तो risk बढ़ा हुआ था, suddenly naturally market has declined also. The CA's trouble and others, it is keeping us concerned. Short term में जो लोग trade कर रहे हैं, it will be better if you start do the drawings. Drawing करना चाहिए, to it will help to make a decision. ये रहा. So next week both the possibility exists right now कि ऊपर भी जा सकता है, नीचे भी. It's a beautiful, but जिस तरफ भी जाए एक अच्छा ट्रेड फॉर्मेशन, स्पेशली अगर डाउन साइड ब्रेक हो तो बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल. नीचे का साइड क्लियर है, ये डाउन साइड पे. सो बढ़िया मूव आ सकता है फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडर्स. So let's now looking at the risk. So overall equity, as we are talking more towards cash, towards swing and others, equity looks not so bad because overall equity is not for 2 hour. 2 hour is short term trading. So overall, at least daily and definitely the weekly chart where the risk level is low. That means as if you're an investor look or SIP doer or do not have much knowledge, you want to do passive investment but grow better than others, you have to some extent participate in the equity. Otherwise, our return will not be enough on the wealth. But what I am doing different right now in this case, as I believe that we are in the recession cycle, but we can never predict the top. Top पकड़ा नहीं जा सकता. तो मैंने decide किया मेरा 50% of the portfolio should be in bonds. And bonds means not government bonds, a mix of corporate bonds. So the overall bond return be high हो, which should be Nifty का average जो return होता है about 12.5, 12 and half. उससे if I get an average half to 1% down, but bond return मतलब fixed, I get what I promise, जो मुझे promise किया जाएगा मुझे वही मिलेगा. So overall I'm on for that. But other part मैं equity में participate कर रहा हूँ. I'm participating and buying the stocks wherever I see good opportunity. So how am I finding the opportunity? Once the information is available, मैं अपने through WhatsApp channel and others sharing certain data with you, which I am analyzing. कि डेटा थोड़ा डिफरेंट वैरायटी ऑफ डेटा मैं देखूंगा. सो मार्केट बेस्ड डेटा मुझे क्लियरली इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा है कि लार्ज कैप इज बेसिकली द बुल्स आर रिलेटिवली वीक. मतलब लार्ज कैप ब्लू चिप उसमें तगड़ा रिटर्न एक्सपेक्टेड, लेस एनीवे देयर उनका फ्लक्चुएशन लो है, तो रिटर्न भी रिलेटिव रिटर्न लो होता है कंपेयर टू स्मॉल कैप माइक्रो कैप. मतलब वो लोग ज्यादा सेफ्टी देते हैं, लोअर रिटर्न देते हैं. सिमिलर यू हैव टू थिंक, ऐसे सोचना पड़ेगा. फिर क्या हो रहा है कि व्हाट आई वेट वी कैन सी कि मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप में बुलिशनेस मच स्ट्रॉन्गर है, इंक्लूडिंग द माइक्रो कैप. मतलब इंडिविजुअल अगर स्टॉक, अगर आप ज्यादा रिस्क लेना चाहते हो, नॉट सो पैसिव, देन स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट, इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक्स तक यू वांट टू मूव ऑन, देन डेफिनेटली योर रिटर्न कैन इंप्रूव, रिस्क गोज अप. सो कहां पे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए? ऑलवेज आउट परफॉर्मेंस. Here there is this another difference जो लोग इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि I personally now think based on several market wizard recommendation कि people should not be encouraged to trade because ये risky है, ये सबको सूट नहीं करता, मेजोरिटी फेल, बट एटलीस्ट मिनिमम सब लोग कर सकते हैं कि एक अच्छा रिटर्न कर. तो बहुत लोग SIP एंड गोइंग टू म्यूचुअल फंड इज वेरी कॉमन हो चुका है, विच इज मेजोरिटी, मेनी ऑफ यू मे हैव पोर्टफोलियो. सो व्हेन यू आर डूइंग दोस पैसिव आल्सो कि देखिए कौन सा सेगमेंट आउट परफॉर्म कर, जस्ट गो फॉर दैट सेगमेंट, बिकॉज आप लोग विथड्रॉ नहीं कर रहे, आप जस्ट करते जाओगे फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम, से 12 ईयर्स 15 ईयर्स, दिस अ पार्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ. तो वहां पे ऑलवेज आउट परफॉर्मेंस. एंड वहां पे कोई म्यूचुअल फंड नहीं आप चूज कीजिएगा. यू गो थ्रू माय संडे स्टॉक स्टॉल, मैंने अपना लॉजिक प्रेजेंट किया, बाकी आपकी इच्छा. your wish, what you want to do. It is the exchange traded fund. Their fees is lower and long-term performance almost 95% of the mutual fund underperform. अगर fees लिया जाए तो natural choice is ETF और वो जो अल्फा मैनेजर है उनको ढूंढो within the mid cap. They are the special ones. So either वो अप्लाई कीजिए, otherwise go for out and ETF. So within the ETF मतलब कहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट, अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट जो होना चाहिए मंथली नहीं, it's based on weekly to make it more better, active slide, but compare that return ज्यादा होगा. So वीकली बेसिस पे सबसे ज्यादा अगर मैं इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, आई गो फॉर स्टॉक्स, मतलब नॉट ETF बिकॉज मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्क लूंगा. सो मिड कैप, स्मॉल कैप, माइक्रो कैप, ये ETF में इन्वेस्टमेंट rather than द निफ्टी ETF और लार्ज कैप ETF, ये मेरा प्रेफरेंस रहेगा. बट एज हम लोग पहुंचना चाहेंगे कि नॉट जस्ट हियर कि अप टू स्टॉक्स तक भी, तो मैं थोड़ा डिटेल में जाऊंगा, मतलब मच डिफरेंट टाइम फ्रेम एनालिसिस. सो यहां पे मुझे दिख रहा है कि जो सेलिंग प्रेशर काफी था लार्ज कैप के ऊपर, रिसेंटली मुझे दिख रहा है कि लार्ज कैप थोड़ा वंस अगेन शॉर्ट टर्म में कम बैक हो रहा है काफी सेल ऑफ के बाद. फिर से लार्ज कैप में कुछ लीडर्स इमर्ज होंगे. लार्ज कैप व्हेन यू गो फॉर, डोंट की रिटर्न नहीं दे रहा है, यू वोंट कंप्लेन, बट वो उतना नीचे भी नहीं जाएगा. सो इट्स बैलेंस्ड आउट. आपको जानना चाहिए व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. सो लार्ज कैप में प्रेशर था, स्मॉल कैप हैज कम अंडर सेलिंग प्रेशर रिलेटिवली. सो सबसे जो रिलेटिवली सबसे रिस्क लो दिख रहा है कि थोड़ा माइक्रो कैप, सेलिंग वाइज डेफिनेटली बुल्स आर प्रेजेंट हायर. एंड उसके बाद ब्रॉड पिक्चर हम लोग देखें, वी हैव सीन कि मिड कैप, स्मॉल कैप कंपेयर टू द लार्ज कैप ये स्ट्रांग हुआ है. सो फर्दर एक्टिवनेस जो करेगा, लेट मी नाउ गो टू द चार्ट्स and let's discuss through the charts. And इस बार मैं I'll use my rainbow setup because it gives me much more quality information. So overall, this is the Nifty chart which has been bullish. 2 hour chart, what I have done, मैंने bear call spread में active हूँ, but ये अभी next week price action important रहेगा, but largely I have sold above this level, so लग रहा है कि पैसा आएगा. At least Monday तो definitely लग रहा है, but nobody can say. So overall, those are option side positions. Daily chart Nifty, let's look at, we are getting, this is my first warning. I'm seeing a sell signal in my setup. I'll not give it too much importance immediately, but it's a definitely warning because selling chance is low. So it's a mid-level risk signal because chance probability is low, but it's a signal to take note that bulls are in pressure. So gradual correction will be my idea. अगर नीचे भी this one keeps on moving, अगर नीचे भी गया तो gradual correction I'll expect. But weekly chart कोई कुछ definitely positive, and that means weekly chart is largely those who are looking for long swings. उनको bother नहीं होना चाहिए this short term correction first, because they will look at individual stocks, and if your stocks not Nifty is the CNX 500, ये chart देखना है. So overall it's much more bullish, notably bullish. Even if we go short time frame, let's look at the 2 hour. It did not correct as much as the Nifty clearly from the chart. That means this segment is much stronger. That means underlying the Nifty weakness or whatever that CA is happening, underlying a bullish hum existing. It is not yet breakout, so many people are not noticing it, looking at the Nifty, but a bullish hum हो रहा है नीचे से. And once जब हम लोग further we dive deep, say Nifty, CNX mid cap 100, let's look at. It has been notably stronger. This is the weekly chart and breaking record high. While we don't know, I don't try to predict as a trader now. Trader's job is not to predict कि कहाँ जाएगा. But as a trader, it is fatal कि हम लोग participate ना करें in the bullish mode. So that's why I'm participating even when it's recession cycle. That's why my broad level में मैंने decide किया मेरे लिए कि 50% now has to remain bond and rest remaining I'll be able to then more aggressive. बिकॉज एक पोर्शन ऑफ सेफ्टी मेरे पास है. सो ओवरऑल मिड कैप पार्टिसिपेशन तो करना पड़ेगा. हियर इट इज. सो वहां पे मिड कैप में अपॉर्चुनिटीज विद द न्यू ब्रेक डेफिनेटली शुड बी कमिंग आउट. जो अगर आप नजर करेंगे, दोज हु विल डीप डाउन फर्दर विल बी इजी टू फाइंड आउट. मतलब फिर ट्रेडिंग कर पाएंगे कि नहीं, दैट्स डिफरेंट, बट ढूंढ निकालना उतना टफ नहीं होगा. सेम फॉर द स्मॉल कैप, स्टेडीली राइजिंग ब्यूटिफुली एंड काफी पुराने टाइम से बाय सिग्नल होल्ड. सो इट इज बेसिकली द बुल्स कंटिन्यू. बुल्स जो होता है स्लो प्रोग्रेस. यूजुअली मुझे बियर इसलिए ज्यादा पसंद है. आई लाइक इट बिकॉज दे मूव फास्ट, गिव्स क्विक मनी. बियर्स आर रिलेटिवली स्लो. वो लोग पेशेंस डिमांड करते हैं, स्पेशली फॉर स्टॉक्स. देन अब मैं फर्दर क्या कर रहा हूं, आई लुक एट रेगुलर बेसिस. And I have found few sectors are notably stronger. This week, CNX IPO, for example. No, it's not CNX IPO, it's Nifty IPO. Nifty underscore IPO. I have found this to be one of the strongest comeback right now. And that means within this, new opportunities are happening. New beautiful opportunities are coming up within this segment. And I could also find this week through my allocators age analysis, the way I approach it, उससे मेरा क्या फायदा होता है, what I get is I get it more dynamic. कि कौन सा segment when it is strong, when Nifty India Defense. And this information also I'm sharing with you all publicly, either via X or either WhatsApp, and definitely in the Rainbow community, Rainbow there. So you'll be able to see when I share that with you after the class, these are the leading sectors. So it would not have been too difficult to find out. If you take up more task of all the screening without a proper disciplinary approach, आप खो जाओगे to finding the stocks. And since weekly chart का benefit क्या है, you have time. आप relax कर सकते हो, and relax करके you can find stock, because ultimately per week you're once focusing on that stock and largely playing the long swings. So as a defense, आप लोग देखोगे, you'll be able to find out in that outperformance segment कि Nifty India defense will have a very high score. And the good news is, ये मैं शेयर किया हूं संडे स्टॉक्स टर्म में. About the stocks, every asset class different होता है. Commodity different, stock different, currency different, even if the same technical analysis you are applying. स्टॉक का वन गुड थिंग इज अबाउट, आप सोच सकते हो, ये जो ओवरऑल सेक्टरल, लेट्स कंसिडर एक ट्रेन स्टेशन, घंटी बजाए, बेल रैंग, several of the new opportunities will be emerging. न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी इमर्ज करेगा एवरी टाइम. मतलब न्यू ट्रेन्स आर देयर टू टेक यू टू योर डेस्टिनेशन ऑफ टू गेट इनटू वेरी गुड रिटर्न, which can be considered someone की 20 to 25 से start करते हैं कि year, and then let's see as a target and then see if I can improve more. So ये हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि निफ्टी इंडिया सेक्टोरल. With this regarding, मैं आप लोगों के साथ एक पीपीटी शेयर करना चाहता हूं. I want to show you this PPT presentation that why India defense is outpacing the market. क्या चल रहा है, little bit of slight fundamental. Then I'll come down to, because technical is more my play, but I look at few tricks and a basic fundamental. So defense is about, I have quite a fair idea that India is a growing arms exporter, means we spend a lot on defense. And given the current situation, the drone warfare प्लस चाइना विच इज एक्सट्रीमली बैड, आप लोग शायद देखेंगे नहीं, हायर इंक्रोचमेंट ऑपर चांस गोइंग अप इन अरुणाचल प्रदेश, and here Pakistan and others making a pact of Saudi Arabia of a joint attack. These are not that great for news for us. That means this growth, I'm not getting into those, but objectively, if one sees ki this segment is likely to grow, we'll need arms. World has become much more unstable compared to what was before kuch saal pehle hi. And Defense India Index, year to date, Nifty has gone down -8%. And defense has outperformed already by 7.5. Means, sorry, gone up. Means outperformance hua hai 15%. If you had just one tweak, you went for defense ETF, this would have been your outperforming difference. So Nifty ko outperform kar raha hai, which is needed for a good swing portfolio. Even RS is one concept can be applied by beginners and also applied by professionals. This concept, which आप लोग देख पाओगे, some of the wizard, not too difficult to find, like Linda Rashke, एक market wizard. And ये जो comeback दिख रहा है कि overall, it is much more broad based. Bell, HAL, Solar Industries, and मैं बोलूंगा regarding HAL, I have understood that HAL sentiment was very bad. And it has also came back. So doing the opposite of the crowd, which is quite good. Well, the sector to some extent problem is everybody knows the war. Since the Iran war, the defense has gone up. Well, some areas there can be valuation stretch, momentum stretch. So careful choicing will be important. It's not a new budding one. It was moving up already, which you could see. आप लोग देख पाए हो from this chart. It was already up. It is coming back. This was one of the best area to buy. Solar Industries was at the base. So here the new comeback. So this will be very important to ध्यान में रखना क्योंकि this some areas of that मतलब individual stocks will be and could be stretched. Main जो चल रहा है policy reform. We have found कि there are some new regulations. Red tape, private sector can get more orders from DRDO for smaller components, which are low technology components, to be very honest. There we can produce at much a cheaper cost. And so homemade product and homemade home companies are getting a little higher share of this overall. But main jo spender here, the money, remember here, one problem would be the government spending. There is no private sector buying. Another area of growth could be exports. So exports looking at will be vital. And there are new startups as government rule regulation, they're softening. More and more startups and MSME are engaging. So opportunities could be any one particular company get some new technology and appliance. There can be new opportunities in those segments. An already established player, the more one is getting alongside export orders will be significantly good. Fundamental if someone is evaluating those area. So order area largely world map. This is not largely our drones. They get the main news headline. India is exporting BrahMos or some other missiles. Even yaad rakhe, they get the headline, but overall share is low. मतलब इंडिया जितना एक्सपोर्ट करता है उसमें मिसाइल्स कंट्रीब्यूशन इज वेरी लो. इट्स मेनली द अदर कंपोनेंट्स, बट हेडलाइंस इनको मिलता है. सो डोंट गो बाय द हेडलाइंस, देयर आर लुक एट विद एरियाज. सो गवर्नमेंट टारगेट कर रहा है कि और एक्सपोर्ट करे. लार्जली कौन खरीदता है हमसे? हु बाइज इट? लाइक दिस मिसाइल एंड अदर ammunitions, low range and say petrol boats. These are purchased by South Asian countries like Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. We are getting good at shipbuilding somehow. Overall shipbuilding and petrol and other boat building. So one area to look at is the boat kamikaze. Kamikaze drones could be India's strength given its increasing boat infrastructure, which is basically unarmed water vehicles, which can basically go and get hit to a ship. So, ocean warfare, kamikaze drones will play a very important role. So, those who are looking for deep investment into defense, those areas pe research karna will be vital. Largely, this is the what I wanted to share with you. You'll see main our volume, main jo components buyer. These people do not buy our missiles, US and France, but they are the bigger, our main export buyers. They are the main buyers from us. So they rather go for small scale because उन लोग अपना टेक्नोलॉजी वो शेयर नहीं करना चाहते हैं. So they go for low technology components mainly. And main volume market of those are towards these Southeast Asia, to some extent now Middle East will be demanding. उनका stock deplete हुआ है. So several area पे stock deplete हुआ है. Iran war को देखते हुए people will start buying in different area. Arms deals will happen a lot. More modernization of ammunitions are going to happen. So this will be overall a growing area. So that means there remains long-term opportunity as well as long swing opportunity, which is mid to long-term, 6 months to 1 to 2 year swing if someone is looking to play. These are the main areas. Export leaders dekhna hoga. First is BrahMos, aerospace cruise missiles, who is growing there. These are the ones. Like Solar Industries is mainly in the explosive ammunition. Bharat Electronics is their radar. BrahMos Aerospace, they are into missile, but their area is very small. Buyers are concentrated in South Asia. Bharat Dynamics is the missile system. This will be required more. HAL, here area significant improvement is there. Because we are still not building our own significant aircrafts. Here possibly investment of government may go up significantly. And there are others players also. So first, if you want to those into more longer investment mode, you want to get into, this will be vital way to look at the company. First is what kind of orders they are getting, because the orders already received, maybe priced in. Another important is mainly government buyer. To get money from government, that is another task. If too much account receivable, then that's not a good news. Company has to get cash quickly, relatively quickly. How much, say, there are companies who are majority components outside, they're assembling and selling. Bad, that's not a good company, but they get different companies get favors, do stuff. They are not great companies. Those who are growing with new technology, reliance, they are for long-term growth. Export is needed for long-term survival. Export area. Anywhere export is increasing, notably, is going to be a long-term horse to that area. So, koi long, very long swing ka expect kar raha hai. Just I will apply technical also, but these are the areas will be research should be there. And as I said, this is already stretched. It will be vital, like if you don't have a long mindset, stocks drop 15-20% in the short term because valuation high ho sakta hai. Market downturn, and you आप chicken होके भाग जाओगे, then you are not a long player. Better you go for long swings, which you know the company fundamental little bit, and then apply more technicals and tricks. So जो लोग domestic concept is clear, they are government dependent, policy dependent, like new government comes up, for example, and that government goes for Mahatma Gandhi policy, non-violence, inspire the world, then the whole defense sector gets destroyed. So many things can happen. So this will be policy dependence is a major drawback is for any company here. Competition, those export market they are growing, who is the competition? And here also India mainly, abhi bhi majority taking from global. So how much Indian companies are able to tackle those? Because we have a rupee issue also. Rupee is depreciated. It is expensive for the company. A new government which is election is three-way can come up आ सकता है कि no हम लोग पूरा देशी करेंगे. Hitting say Donald Trump and others. So import कहाँ पे कहाँ flow हो रहा है, that will definitely domestic growth, export growth, import का share कितना होते जा रहा है as a segment overall. Those indicators कि आप invest कर दिए, you have invested say in a stock and you have went for a very long investment. How much import competition share overall Indian companies are able to take away will be vital monitor. Kitna only policy dependence means no export growth, too much domestic. That is a negative drawback factor. Next is the program which uska ek one part ki government said it will buy 10 helicopters from HAL, then it is the government. Delay, then the payment delay, those will be major drag for those companies. So what I'll share my approach to you, what I'm doing largely, because I don't go for long investment and these deep research went into stocks. As I said, I do multi-asset. Stocks, my focus will be slightly different. I will apply the fundamental tricks that जो हम लोग discuss कर चुके हैं in the Sunday stock stall. Some of them I've applied in my latest update. So I've already done my homework. I've been doing this for some time. मतलब regularly available है मेरे पास. So which are the companies जो मुझे leaders लगते हैं in the terms of price movement, especially along with good growth है great, but price movement I'll give lot of importance to. So here I could see same way which I had highlighted long back. Some of the Rainbow members and you channel members may remember around this level. And it was a very good time to go for solar industries at the base, but now solar industries again came back to strength last week. This is not a trade or investment suggestion. Remember, more you jump into other suggestion, दूसरे का सुन के jump करेंगे, तो आपका goal से दूर हो जाएंगे. Understand the logics and then see whether risk taking makes sense कर रहा है कि नहीं. So overall anyway, this is a stock which has been in my focus. मैं invest करने के लिए. So overall what I see, it's a price action wise zone comeback. ये have discuss किया था कि squeeze हो गया क्या candle is squeezed. मतलब breakout coming soon. So breakout has happened on the upside. Both side हो सकता था. Now it is confirmed upside. How much जाएगा कितना जाएगा I don't know. Next week very likely correction भी हो सकता है because not broken 20,000. So many things can happen, but this is a good breakout, good comeback, and I have a very clear stop loss. So overall earnings I can see steady. It's a steady growth. Let me make the chart bigger for you. If somebody is not able to see, I think they should be able to see. Still, I will change it. Strength, probability, fundamental, large. So yeah. This is overall, I can see earnings steady growth. What is vital for me is this core. This is the combination. So score is close to 81. Fundamental canceling. Canceling is a way to measure growth stock. Not a what they call it ki value stock. That's a different measure. So growth and combination of technical goes very well. for any long swing. So this is a notable opportunity for me to look at this stock. So overall, I can see many metrics are great. Few concerns I have. Always any 90 PE is always in general concerning. It's some so that's why sometimes certain economy like India is in a growth phase, growth economy. PE may not match the standard. Plus when it is bullish market. So we have learned the concept Sunday stocks term relative PE. So relative PE wise, it is somewhere in the middle. Price to book, this will be vital because it's a manufacturer. So it's still on the expensive side. It is a good entry point, but it is a value-based entry point because those who are looking for investments very longer term into a good company, valuation matters to some extent. Where in these case, I think Warren Buffett, for example, उन्होंने क्या किया, Google buy किया है 2.5% of portfolio. And later when the cycle hits and stock will go down, and if he has confidence in that business, he will buy more stocks at cheaper. इसको kind of we call it token investment. So here is basically as I could see a strong growth. So naturally my attraction was clear कि 80% से भी ज़्यादा score show कर रहा है, which I found to be attractive. Once again, don't jump on my suggestion. The stock can always go down and I will exit if my stop is hit because I play the long swing. I don't play this long investments. This stock here this is I'm taking up. I'm only choosing to explain certain things. Say this stock, I'm immediately not saying that's a bad company because I personally do not know enough. But the best area to buy is gone. Risk is now notably higher, say Astra Micro, for example. Growth is not there, what we saw. ScanSlim score is low. Momentum is bearish. That means this one is not the one to participate in this defense comeback. That is what I meant when I said the trend situation, there are a lot of trends out there. Rather than, now the bad thing is in trading, can Astra Micro go up more and solar industries not go up that more? Yes, that is possible. Because that's one of the probability. Probability exists. So that's why looking at there, it does wrong approach. Rather, we'll have to look at the risk level. How quickly can I know that this my idea knows Astra Micro is great and going to go up will fail? Here it is already in correction. That means I'll have to give it time to correct, wait and try to prove it in the next comeback. So it can be long. But वहां पे मुझे clearly पता चलेगा. So that means I understood, okay, Astra Micro is a leader in the past. जो गलती लोग कर देते हैं, they look at the past. It has gone up. And if they have missed somehow, अगर miss भी हो गया, then वो और भी attractive लगेगा. FOMO, fear you have missed out. You don't miss out the next time. Whereas it has completely changed. It is in the present with an unknown future. So this concept we लोग गलत कर देते हैं, and same happened with gold and silver. Those who missed out the 4 lakh rally, later they invested and saw decline. So overall it is quite clear. Let's look at a few more examples. Say Unimake. This also comes under IPO. This is not one segment winner. It's a 2 segment winner, but it is already on the move. While it is not a bad point to go in right now. So let's look at the monthly. Because this is those who are Rainbow member, this is one of our approach in the strategy. So it was a good point to get in. But this one is already on the move strongly. And good thing about when a new company shows me growth, And so let's look at when it breaks this level. So those that makes me very interested. So these stocks, which I called, they can be gem, can give enormous upside opportunity. But at the same time, it is already on the move. So best entry points are notably, means that these stocks, if anybody has now noticing, that means it is a notable in the stretch. So be careful if anyone is planning to jump in. But this is how the IPO, because IPO segment has been strong. Overall, it is the leader. You'll find your IPO and the defense, they are the leaders this time. This stock is coming under IPO. With several of the IPO, those who are regularly attending, I had found out this is a good opportunity. Regular look at the IPO segment, एक price wise, which I look at, and another if the growth numbers are available. Sometimes some company I like, but they fail to provide that evidence. So like Swiggy, I was interested, but Swiggy could not continuously not able to show profit. Technical, some comeback they are happening. But when both combine, then I consider those stocks notably special. Coditech, you may remember. You will also see one of the segment that is coming back into strength is Nifty IT. This you will find out. IT sector, there could be and happening to some extent, I'm finding good leaders. But leaders जो है IT segment में are not the traditional ones. So if you want to get into IT stocks, but your mindset in the TCS or Infosys, that may not be the great approach. I'm once again, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि TCS is a bad company, but it's in a weak growth phase. So this is to me more of a TCS is coming back. Yeah, I think it can give some run, definitely, because it is a comeback of the TCS. And if I look at the line chart as well, TCS shows some promise. Further, agar break hua say to 2500, TCS can give us some run. But will this be an awesome investment? This can be considered more of a value investment, maybe. But I'll not be going for immediately TCS. But there are other leaders emerging. So leaders को choice करना या majority portion leader में रखना, paisa will be much better in terms of return. I personally think so. Some portion, मतलब this should be master level choice कि आपके पास say 10 lakhs है, you go 70% growth, 30% value. Like in Chandrasekharan will not get his reappointment as I had expected because TCS has underperformed. When things will go up, executives will get benefit. When things will not happen well, executives may get fired. So here we have the Infi. So if his job is not secure, you can understand in the private industry, nobody's job is secured. So it's performance based. So that's why I think before anyone jumping into investment, into more actively trading, they should look for the more easier approach to slide improving their return of the portfolio, then get more into active trading. So overall, here we are. Infosys, come back, no doubt. Buy signal I have, but I'll not buy it. There are several other warnings. Stocks, we have to be more choosy and rejecting stocks one after another. So this is a comeback, no doubt, friends. The comebacks can go stronger and कुछ लोगों के लिए return important होगा. Maybe I'll say अगर best case scenario I take up, return can be 15 to 20% definitely. But compared to the risk, I think we have better choice. Personally, last few weeks, which have stocks we have highlighted, like TVS Motor, means I have gone in. So far, is producing well. They have making a turn, momentum, you can see. But for an investment, it is not much to worry yet. Overall growth remains. So stocks will tend to take some time, give the return. So I'm not planning to exit. even though there is some short term, there is some sell-off going on in this stock. So I'm sticking here because it's still, देखिए अभी भी no major exit chance, plus it is well above the 50% line. So you need to disturb a stock. Once you have got in a position, good, you have to stick to the position. So currently I'll prefer कि जो भी I've suggested gone in, मतलब मेरे केस में I'm holding, आप लोगों please you do your own research. This is Mahindra and Mahindra from the large cap group. This is started from the base. Let's see if it can give the breakout. It has some growth, overall quite good for the large cap, and it had a good low risk base point. So overall the score, mainly score I give a lot of importance to, canceling. So overall 77 score is very good. Very, very good. And if I consider another one of this auto has also been, auto is not the winner this time. इस बार का winner है IP और defense. They are going up, still strong, but winner is मतलब ढूंढना चाहिए पहले the winners, IPO, defense. वो जो list आप लोगों को मिल जाएगा after this session. I'll share once again across the different channel. You can start looking yourself in these segments to individual opportunities. So Bajaj Auto growth is there. It is slight going down in the short term. That's okay because it is expected level है. So यहाँ पे correction expect कीजिए. Otherwise you will chicken out of. कोई serious मुझे reaction चाहिए to get out of this stock. Otherwise it is giving yearly 50% return के above the price. So there is no need to disturb the stock. Less disturb we do unless required. Disturb करना जब तक जरूरी ना लगे. So unless we stop disturbing it, they will produce and you can relax. So that is my approach towards overall stocks. I'm more actively trading in the commodity segment and the options. So that's all, friends. Thank you so much. I hope overall you enjoyed this discussion and it is helpful. But heed my warning. Never ever listen to others and start trading and investing. Have faith in yourself. एक process में आइए. You will also start enjoying. The more it's not a mechanical process. It feels so boring. Like when Hayao Miyazaki, I don't know if you have heard of him, Japan ka animator. He was shown the animation that AI is doing. Means he completely rejected. That's not the one. That's creativity is not that. You also start enjoying the process. So it was to him, it's an insult. Because AI is collecting all those information. Even AI, many of the images you make, it's inspired by Hayao Miyazaki's drawings. So it's when you start enjoying the process, you will start to do very, very well. That's what I personally think. So let's see if you have any questions you can ask. Let's see. Stockmaster में NASDAQ selected. That Stockmaster में NASDAQ. No, it's Bajaj Auto is selected. And if you are confused about the reading, so let's reading we can take in the US. So latest reading हमें Risk Master का US से ही मिलेगा. So overall weekly safe, daily safe, slight going up, no significant changes. 2 hourly we have seen it is on the high risk side for India. हमारे लिए risk overall equity good. So if you are in a good stock, don't be worried too much. If you are in a bad stock, be very worried. They will be further going down. Let's look at a maze. There is a range breakout in solar industries in daily. Yeah, weekly breakout हो रहा है, so daily breakout be natural. Is it sustainable? You're trying to predict future, Shashank ji. This is, I'm not sure you have done my class or not. I don't try. We don't have to understand where it will go. Like I can show you one of my ongoing trade, which is continuation trade, which is showing with Bajaj also. Say zinc also. Say commodity master, for example. I like trading commodities. So update to latest version. Weekly chart. You have newspaper, you have research. Who told you this zinc 240 will go to 400? Who cares? You can a daily chart. All I had to do is the buy at the right. I play in the 2 hour chart. Short term chart. Commodities I prefer short term. Sometimes I do daily also. That depends. 2 hour or daily. Not too long. This is a clear bullish. It's breakout. Week daily, 2 hour chart bullish. Daily chart bullish, new breakout. Weekly chart bullish. What I have to do? Bull trades. And try not to do this stuff. What we ask you, can it sustain? I don't know. That's why it's a risk taking. I don't need to know. I need to take the risk whether the Bajaj Auto after our entry it has gone up. Was it meant to go up? No. That's the importance of understanding the probability. Probability की 93% chance की Bajaj Auto और ऊपर जाएगा. तो Bajaj Auto can't fall. 7% there is still. It can decline. That's why it is risk taking. You have to understand how to take risk. Megatron daily. Can we see the rainbow index 2 hourly time frame to take naked option buying trades? Who are you? Naked option is not, I'll not recommend. No, not recommended. At our means our level, and especially I understand your level also. If you are attending this class means you are not on, say, top-notch guys par. It's okay because we are in the journey, but this when we do this kind of thing, I'll not do. Means if you want to take risk, you do, but maybe you are meant for that. I can't say, but I can't recommend, I can't officially say you do naked option. There is no need to do naked option. Look at the reality, 92% can't do it. And majority of the retail players play naked options, buy. And if they lose, you do the same thing and get a different result. How that is possible? So largely naked option at the start age not recommended. Do this option trading confidently for 5, 6, 7 years. Then you think about it. Do not hurry in this game. Option also, if you try to go between 25 to 30, if you keep a target and take reasonable risk, option you will do well. But sometimes market will not be good in general. Which commodity market this year is not as awesome as 25 or 24. BHEL Indigo. Let's look at few stocks. BHEL Indigo first. I'll close out this fundamental. Fundamental will take time to load. It will chart become slower. So first I need to look at the technical. I give importance to the technical. BHEL is trying to come back. I personally do not like BHEL much. They are inefficient kind of. It does not mean that it can't go up. Given the score, it may not be my best choice. एक चीज याद रखिए regarding BHEL, maybe it will go up, but one thing is certain: momentum breakout cannot sustain without momentum. If this stock fail to show momentum, then it will not give you superb return. Another problem, BHEL, yes, it can go up and will go up. Another could be a slow progression going up. It's going up, correct deeper, going up, correct deeper. So these two risks, I think it exists with BHEL. I don't consider it as super breakout yet. And with this kind of speed and fading bull, मैं ये क्वेश्चन rather पूछूंगा, can't we find better? And अगर मुझे choice दिया जाए to take up risk, I will go for solar industries where the break is confirmed. Let's look at two chart in a more blank vision. This is one chart and another one is this one. I think I'll prefer solar industries. with an expectation that around 20,000, if everybody is watching, it will correct. And solar does actually, it's already on. Last week was the best chance. So what is lacking is the momentum, the bhel. And with the bhel, maybe it will go up, but it can go up in a more zigzag progression. So once it closes above this level, at least it's significant. And another thing I'll have to be careful about bhel is bhel can go up. I'm not saying it can't go up. Maybe some orders and others have come up. Another thing about bhel will be 500 level, it will be in trouble. So you have to be careful around that area. So that's with the bhel. Indigo and Accenture. Let's look at Indigo. Indigo stock I like generally, but Indigo ka general एक problem चल रहा है. Indigo stock is almost monopoly. That's the beauty about Indigo. Indigo is making a comeback, so it is in a more of a base making progress. Indigo मैं बोलूँगा इस केस में थोड़ा more long term chart देखना होता है. I think buy Indigo above, I'll think 5,900 will be better. Means more confident strength Indigo दिखाना चाहिए. Let me look at the fundamental of Indigo. Indigo overall great. I like their aviation, low cost aviation also. You can travel, you can save money there. So they have more broad travel to Indians. But the problem is no competition there. Fuel price higher, significantly higher. Purchasing power is limited to overall economy. Overall in the purchasing power, growth is not there in India. That means more and more people are not able to fly the flight. Not happening that much. Not just India, outside, globally, not that much happening. Recent West Asia war has created trouble for air flying. More bad news regarding airs have come up. Those are negative sentiment. Overall, earnings has grown, dropped. Naturally, because earnings drop hona natural hai. If you see operating margin में big decline. Big decline. The reasons are these. So Indigo is preparing. Is it a best time? Maybe I'll wait for another. It's in a very good area. And it's overall compared to its valuation, relative valuation, it's on the cheap side. Compared to its earnings and etc., it's on the cheaper side. And looking like Indigo is, even if the monopoly do not stay, Indigo is very well established in the India aviation market. And if India does, this does not have to always say become monopoly, or it can get less market share. But still, if the overall market in India grows, the flying market, then definitely this will have a very long-term growth perspective. So it is not extremely good right now. I'll not jump to it. It is lacking the strength. So I'll rather wait for the strength to come back. So मैं यहाँ पे क्या करूंगा, मैं पर्सनली हूं तो यहाँ पे ये अलर्ट डालूंगा, स्ट्रेंथ स्कोर ग्रेटर देन 70. मतलब I wanted to make sure it is in the gem phase. Gem phase is a phase where it will tend to go up faster. Can we use rainbow indicator for Australia shares? Already people are doing this. Rainbow setup has been applied to US shares, US options, UK, Nigeria, Bahrain, Tundaul. Tundaul is Saudi Arabia. Dubai. I have done for Chinese share listed in the US. I have done for US. I do for US. New Zealand, Australia. We already have members over there. So there are already, it has been applied across. The few things are limited. Like if you are applying the stocks, it will work on any stock, Australia, but few numbers will not get corrected because here there is a choice. India and US. So certain, for example, that is not too much. For example, India, there is no concept called mega cap. But in the US, there is a concept called mega cap. So currently, those minor tweaks other than it will be working. But one thing you should know that trading is not just about an indicator. That mindset part also exists. I'm taking Sanjay Kumar ji bol rahe, you have missed your questions. You missed my query. Where is your query? I am taking randomly, so not exactly pinpoint. I can't see your query right now. Could be in the group you asked. That is difficult. You can post your query. I'll look at it at the end. TMCV and IFCI. TMCV फिर वापस आ रहा है. Captive Point HCL देखते हैं. HSCL. Himadro, this is a running one. This is already a wonderful running. You can get in, but if a long swing weekly chart, the best entry points are gone. Short term, yeah, it is happening. It's a new comeback, daily chart. This will be daily based play. The smooth run, get out. You get your return 25%. That this will more into short swing territory. Long swing best area to entry was the break. This break, we know. Here you look at those, you know what kind of break it is happening if you have done the stocks classes. So overall, it's and largely whenever it goes up like this, reference from the last run, how much it has gone up in general. So you can get a fair idea. It is not a guaranteed it will stop. We'll create the wave concept here as well to get an idea how far stock can move and when to expect a book out. That wave analysis will be required and it will be little different for stocks. So I've been working on it. So it will help you later. TMCV and IFCI. TMCV. Tata Motors and passenger and commercial vehicle. This has a very less data. So I'll first analyze this with this line chart. It is a comeback. Comeback into strength. Very, very clearly. Now, will it break? That part nobody knows right now. Obviously, it will create problem around that area so that majority people exit. That part is definitely known. Last beautiful break entry point was here. Oh. It was a very beautiful. It was a double head, inverted head and shoulder pattern also. So it is a good entry point it was. So entry point was about 445. The top level is about 505. So psychological game is quite clear into here. It will be very likely will be stopped at 505. Some big drop, some big shake off I'll expect. That it will feel like no, it is not breaking out. It can go for some deep correction, then finally break out. So anyone investing here or going to play here have to consider those probability. Okay, there is another round possible. Means if you want to get the best run, okay, it can come down again to this level and say here break will be vital. And you should bet, anyone should bet, say if it's steadily breaking, you are say buying at 505. Prepare for a correction first. Let it go up, enjoy the ride. Let it create a Dow structure. Once it creates a new breakout, that will be another addition point into the TMC. So overall, if I look at the rainbow setup, it has given us timely signal. Its buy came way before. But the buy was not enough. This area it is risky to get here with our structure, right? Those who are rainbow members, see how it is beautifully playing out. First signal. So this is a good example to see. it is the first entry chance, but it is suggesting it's a high risk. They expect a correction. Rainbow around this with other readings is suggesting expect there can be a correction. Then the next entry point, good entry point, was around here. So now what we have, if I take this to the line chart, around first area, which is obviously stretched, then the second area at the break. So it was a clear entry point. Now we have to see what happens next. I can't predict. I'll not predict. Anything can happen. What we can do definitely without predicting, we can definitely do technical stuff. Approximately, say this is let's make it a red line. Okay. So about this level is the target. So by any measure, it is clear and very likely will stop here, because when this break, it will be on the news. And when in the news, everybody is going to buy. And with what everybody does not work immediately at that point. So we should buy before everybody. Or we should be careful when everybody buy it and then I buy at the next one. So that's how you have to plan out the trade. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. Balkrishna, gold physical buy for 2 years holding can we recommend as global uncertainties? I don't know. Gold as a physical means I don't see that kind of situation here. Gold physical attracts a 19% premium because the maker will charge it. Rather, still, electronic gold will not be bad as a choice. Physical gold, I don't see superior world war immediately hitting. Now, anything can happen that way, but no. Now those anybody having too big portfolio, overall wealth, and gold physical should be seen as a different way, Balkrishna ji. Rather, how I do it. Let's discuss. This is a good question, and this will be the last question I'll be able to take today. Say, gold, I look at 3 different ways. First one is gold is related to actually any investments. So I'm choosing gold. That's why no other commodity, because gold should be or can be part of anybody's portfolio in India. But currently, the equities has slightly started underperforming the gold. This will be looking much better in the rainbow chart, much better. So sorry, this is not the chart. Let's look at the gold. 1. It has started changing from an important point area. Daily chart have turned bullish overall. This downturn close karte hue. In the weekly chart also, I also along with the rainbow apply the classicals. So here we have dirty double bottom, which is a technical pattern. I don't have the beautiful Dow, but dirty double bottom. International chart, we have inverted head and shoulder. Now gold can be part of, say, overall portfolio. Now, how do I go for gold? One is gold trading. That is more with the MCX derivative, 2-hour chart or sometimes the daily chart. On 2-hour, even when I'm doing the 2-hour, I'm consulting all the charts like I'm doing with the commodity master. Here I'm selling gold, buying gold, doing both. Here I shorted gold, booked out profit, did not buy yet. Next week, possibly I'll look for buying. Let's see how it goes. I can't promise, but there is a chance buyers can come back. So overall, gold, this is one way. Another will be to do via gold bees. Here I will prefer what is the approach? Is it a long swing one time or is it an SIP in a best time, the good times SIP? I think for regular investors, SIP is the better approach rather than one time trying to time the market. So I'll apply the SIP manager. It is suggesting, yes, to some extent you can start, but not the full. Because we have seen equities also growing. Look, one important point of trading and investing is you can have 100 different ideas, 100 different strategies, but when something that swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck. That means when we see at the CNX mid cap, once your eyes are clearly telling you 100 different things can happen, that it is an all-time high break, it's in a bullish, that means it's bullish. There is no confusion regarding it. Compared to that, if you compare the same chart with gold, it is not as great chart as that. It's not all-time high break. So yeah, can be somewhat. Now, how you approach gold bees is the second choice. Third, I think is important. Gift ornaments to your spouse. That's at these times. These are coming back. These are the time you invest. There you will don't consider only you pay 19% extra with those ornaments, but it has another value return. You are also complimenting someone for their contribution to your life. And also it works as an investment. It works better if you also have a daughter. So overall many things. So every investment, the return may not be always fully measured on in terms of money. There different types of return also exist. That means your purpose, what you are doing, fear should not drive you. There is an uncertainty. You should study in the 1990s period when there was a Gulf War. Stock market till went up. 1929 depression, 2 world war, it was not end of the world. So majority time world does not end. So we should not act on fear. You should act based on rationale, jitna possible. So that's all, friends. Thank you so much. Today, I could not take a few announcements I have before you go away. First of all, if anyone is planning to do the Rainbow community joining, join only via website. Do not trust other website. We do not ask for online payment by clicking any link or anything. So don't waste your money to the frauds. Number one. Second is those who are interested in the macro learning, not done the trading mentorship program where I was associated with. This you can join in. This is the only batch for this year possible. I don't have that much of time to do on a batch by batch basis. Impossible. So I'll try to hold it next year again, early next year, but not possible before that. So here will be a chance. It starts 22nd. Yeah, it has written. So 22nd August, 4 modules to be covered, like the macro, commodity trading, the basics, from basic. I think this course it's basic to advanced level, because I'll consider, okay, your level is 0, but you have to start trading by, and if you follow through what is being taught and do exactly, because I've seen this in the past, likely you will start trading commodity profitably. And to some extent, and enough extent, it will depend on the market condition also in the commodity. As I said, commodity, I'm still earning good, but commodity is not in an awesome mode this year. Last 2 years was awesome mode. Means bigger swings were available. Here little more skills are being required, but I think you should be very clear. Few sentiment analysis topic we are going to cover, important sentiment analysis, bottom hunting. So various topics it will take up. It's a full in area where it will, and also through the course will give very high importance on the mindset, psychology, because without the right psychology, it will not be possible to have the right approach. So psychology, I think, but those who have done the TMP and the Rainbow member, I don't think anyone immediately requires, because psychology हम लोग high importance देते हैं in the Rainbow already. So Rainbow psychology portion will be much more advanced. But those who have not done any one, so I think this could be a good one. Another regarding this, we don't have much seat. So if you get rejected at point कि नहीं sir seat fill हो गया, please don't mind. You have to wait for the next year January. So that's about it. Thank you so much for attending. Best wishes to all of you from my side next week. And I'm going to release the sectoral report any soon, and keep a check on my WhatsApp channel and X. Thank you for joining.